Okay, let's see if we can manage to avoid an early scoop here. I have no doubt that Narset isn't going to scoop. Gaddock Teeg versus Narset Enlightened Master. What is that? No art. Thron the last troll. We'll keep that. Can get into that on turn 3 thanks to the Sakura Tribe Elder. I think actually on turn 2 we want to get into Gaddock Teeg because I know that Narset doesn't like not being able to cast their non-creature spells. It's usually pretty typical. A Narset deck, they want to get into lots of extra turns. And they won't be able to cast them if Gaddock Teeg's on the field. I have to imagine that they have counter magic in hand. They always do in the early game on their way up to Narset. But if we manage to stick a Gaddock Teeg, they won't be able to get into their big ramp spells either. Now the question is if we do it now or not. I don't think... If we go into Sakura Tribe Elder, they can waste counter magic on that if they want to. I think maybe next turn we can go for it. Or we could just go for Thron and try and outrace our opponent. Thron does block Narset very well, but in my experience Narset will just swing into it just to get the abilities triggered. Okay, we'll sack the Sakura Tribe Elder here and go for a forest because we have a means of plains in hand. And we'll see if they want to counter Gaddock Teeg. I have to imagine they have counter magic in hand, they always do. But it might be a mana leak that they have in hand. Or mana leak is... Does that make you pay 3? I can't remember. Well, that will just go back into the command zone. Yeah, that's fine, going back into the command zone. In that case, we'll pretend to hold something up. They did have to tap down the mana vault to do that, so I wonder if they have any other counter magic. I'm actually fine with them tapping down the mana vault. It puts them a turn away from Narset. And if they miss a land drop here, they can't untap mana vault next turn, and even if that is their plan, that's going to take a couple of turns just to get the mana vault untapped. And they don't even have white mana yet. So we might have a game on the go here. They do unfortunately have 2 blue mana, which is representing counter magic. Memory is 6, and they can wheel with that once they get up to 6 mana. Okay, Mind Stone is more mana for them. We'll just get down our Scattered Groves there. And they get into their white mana with the Boros Garrison. Probably just bounce an island. So that means next turn 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, they can get into their commander next turn. But they can't swing in with it. And they will have to tap out to do that as well. So I think we can go for Solemn. That'll get us into a land, and it's something to block Narset with as well. Although it won't kill Narset, unfortunately. We're playing a lot slower than our opponent. If we can manage to stick Elesh Norn, they won't be able to have Narset in play. But we're a ways off that yet. I think it's 7 mana for this. Alright, they're just tapping down the mana vault, so I assume that they don't have... Oh, that changes things. They might have counter magic then. In that case, why don't we go for Nature's Law. And we'll go for a Savannah. And then if we go for Birds of Paradise, if we don't draw into a land next turn, then we can still try and go for Elesh Norn. And if we do get a land, then it's just a bonus for us. Yeah, Narset is one of those commanders that I don't know what they were thinking when they printed it. There's a few things that I would change on it personally. Not that I am some kind of magic creator, but it's got hexproof, which I don't know why it has. Either give it first strike or hexproof. I wouldn't give it both. And then the fact that its ability triggers upon attack as opposed to when it deals combat damage. Yeah, I don't know what the idea is behind that. I think it should have to deal combat damage. Anyway, enough complaining. Are they going to have something like Essence Scatter or something like that? Well, I think we have to try. It does at least get it out of their hand if they do have it. Unfortunately, they'll be able to get one trigger off Narset, but it does land, so that's really good for us. That changes the game somewhat. Now they have to get rid of Elesh Norn in order to progress in the game. And they've got quite a clock on board now. So next turn we have 2, 4, 6, 7 mana still. They have 4 cards in hand. And they wipe the board with Fumigate, destroy all creatures. And they get a life for each card killed that way. We do draw a card. And we get some lands, which is really nice for us. And then we can go into... Gaddock Teeg is exactly the type of thing that would avoid things like that. But we wanted to get into Elesh Norn instead of that, so I think we're actually fine with that. They have blue open. See if we can try and bait out a counterspell here. Looks like they do have counter magic for it. So that is down to 2 cards in hand. And now we can go for Tireless Tracker. Actually, I think I prefer Lifecrafter's Bestiary. It's cheaper. You get more value off it more quickly, and it's cheaper card draw as well. Plus you get the scry, and it's more difficult to remove. So, yeah, I think I prefer the Lifecrafter's Bestiary. Narset is going to cost them 8 now. That'll be 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then they have Mana Vault as well. So they can get down Narset quite comfortably and hold up blue mana. And they have 2 cards in hand. Now we can try and kill Narset with Path to Exile. Mana Crypt can go straight on top. Yeah, so we can try and path to exile. But first, I think I want to try and get down Gaddock Teeg again. Because if they do manage to do anything... do we want to do that? No. I think we want to Tireless Tracker and Path to Exile. I'm trying to get Gaddock Teeg out because even if they do get through with Narset... Oh, it has Hexproof. I completely forgot about that. Okay. Well, then there's nothing we could have done anyway. Thrun blocks it well, so if they swing him with Narset, at least they have to kill her. They also have to get rid of Gaddock Teeg before she can do anything too crazy, because all the extra turn spells cost more than 4. They may well just draw a card off of the Mind Stone here. Unless they have an answer in hand. This thing is pay 5 and tap to draw a card. See what they get off the top here. Yep, extra turn card that they can't cast. Decree of Annihilation they can't cast. And we will just block with Narset here. And hope that they can't buff her attack. Yeah, so going pretty well for us so far. Don't normally do very well against Narset, but Gaddock Teeg doing some work for us. And we get one more extra turn card out of our opponent's deck. I think next turn we can go for Sun Titan. And maybe get Sakura Tribe Elder or Yavimaya Elder. I think Yavimaya Elder would be better for us. Thalia. Don't actually mind Thalia. That might slow them down a little bit. Lost the Mana Crypt. Flip. Mana Crypt flip. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 into Sun Titan. We can pay for that. I'll say yes. Get into Kazali Pride Mage. And we'll get down our Yavimaya Elder. We'll always yes and yield to that. And I think Narset is going to cost them 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. If they get a land next turn, then they can do it. Won't have haste though. And if they get a non-basic land, then it will come in tapped thanks to the Thalia. So we'll start trying to get some damage in on our opponent. And I'd love for them to untap the Mana Vault here, because then we can get down Kazali Pride Mage and they'll have paid 4 mana for nothing. Okay, that is exactly what happens. See if we get bolted again. Oh no, our opponent just decides to give up. We were going to draw into Tech Edge. Actually would have been nice. We could have gotten rid of the bounce land there. Yeah, I probably would have gotten rid of the bounce land. Kazali Pride Mage getting rid of the Mana Vault, and that would have put them out of reach of Narset again. And I think probably would have gone into prime time from there and just taken over the game. They were going to be dealt 10, 12, 14, 15, 16, 17. So yeah, we probably could have got lethal on them there actually, now that I'm looking at the board. So thought that was a slightly early scoop, but it actually isn't. If they didn't have answers in the hand, then we were going to get the win on them there. So good game to our opponent, and always happy to beat a Narset deck because I think it's incredibly overpowered. And I actually think it's overpowered enough to be banned in 1v1 Commander, but that might just be me. Hope you enjoyed it. That's Gaddock Teeg, and we managed to shut down some control magic, which is what Gaddock Teeg likes to do, so I'm glad I got to display that in this game. Hope you all enjoyed that. I'm tribalkai on the EDH channel. Thank you for watching.